Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for keeping it right here on KTV2. Tonight, your favorite program, it's about to start, and it's all about the volunteering in the state of Kuwait. Why? Because with busy lives, it can be hard to find time to volunteer. However, the benefit of the volunteering are enormous to you, your family, and your community. The right match can help you to reduce stress, find friends, reach out to the community, learn more skills and new skills, and even advance your career. Giving to another can also help protect your mental and physical health. Volunteering in Kuwait is not any different from volunteering anywhere else on the planet. There are numerous opportunities for those with compassion to serve the needs of the elderly, environment groups, or animal rights. To talk more about this issue, stay with us. We will be right back with this report.
I believe volunteering is a perfect opportunity to have fun and meet new people.
To have a better sense of what's going on in the world.
To put a smile on someone's face.
To learn something new.
Try something new.
Try something new. That's
Always try something new. Volunteering is a lot of people working together for one thing, one common goal, I guess you could say.
Volunteering is redefining yourself.
There's always something in it for you.
I enjoy it because I have fun, and the people that you meet, the emotions that you read off of them are something you can't really get anywhere else.
You see a new perspective on life.
It really changes your outlook on how you view life.
Everything you give, the little pieces add together. And so every time you volunteer, the little things come together and they create the bigger picture, and eventually that will be what you call your life.
It brings all of us together and it shows that we can make a difference. One little thing can make a big change. Yeah.
Maybe you don't realize it at the time, but when you volunteer, it does change you as a person.
It really opens different doors for you, and you can really get involved and take leadership.
And it just warms everyone's hearts because we did something for the community and it wasn't something for ourselves, it was for others, and it's just so meaningful and I love it.
Well, I'd say that volunteering also drives change.
Change, that's good.
And it connects people.
Why aren't people volunteering?
It's not like I have to be here to do this, I have to do that. It's like I want to be here and I want to help you.
Impact. Volunteering has a huge impact, even though it's one person, one by one. So what's the saying? A lake is made by one drop at a time, right? It's a good saying.
That's true. My mom always told me that when you do something right, something will come back and be right to you. And why do you volunteer? I just volunteer because I like to. I like how it makes me feel.
I volunteer to give hope and to expand my outlook on life.
Helping the community, to give back to the community.
Community is a big word.
So for me, volunteering is just a way of having fun.
Because it's fun to do and it changed lives. It's deep. It's deep.
Welcome back. You're still with us here. The program, your favorite one, is To The Point. We would like to welcome at our first guest, Dr. Fatemah Almusawi, founder of Spread the Passion. Good evening and thanks so much for being with us. It's our pleasure to have you around here. Spread the Passion. That's a catchy title. This is a very impressive title. What is it and what exactly we're talking about here?
Basically, we're a non-profit organization that connects volunteers to volunteering opportunities and help develop their skills.
And you're the founder of the whole organization?
Yeah. I started it when I came back to Kuwait. I used to live in the UK. And when I came back, I felt very passionate about giving. And I wanted to spread that message. And first when I came, I didn't know where to go to volunteer. And I thought there are lots of people that are like me, I'm sure, that want to give and don't know how or where. So I decided to be the middle person and facilitate this process.
Now, I believe that somebody gave you a lot and you want to give something in return. The state of Kuwait gave us all a lot and we would like to pay her back in return. Now, how do we do that? How do you spread the passion through giving back to the state of Kuwait?
we have different roles that we can play, and giving time and effort is something that is simple. I don't see it like sometimes even when people don't have the means or the money to spend and give back financially, they can always have time or dedicate their efforts toward a bigger goal. And there are lots of non-profits and organizations in Kuwait that are trying to work on different issues. So
you mean you have coordination with different
entities? Yes. So depending on the cause, we try to match the different volunteers. We don't force anyone to go into any opportunity unless they decide that it's suitable for them. And sometimes through that process, some people discover their passion. Like we have lots of youth that come without knowing what they like they just feel they have spare time. And I think just that the notion and the idea of giving back and giving to Kuwait with without thinking of any return is something that is vital for any citizen to do.
To be a chairperson or a founder of such a non-profit organization, it means that you are going to exert lots of effort as well as financial money. And
being the founder, yes.
I know that. See, it's a big burden on your shoulder. From where do you get the money, and from where do you get the support from the government? I believe that the government supports everybody who wants to do something to the country.
At the beginning, I was using my own means. I'm a normal employee, okay? But I used to think that I believe in this cause, so I was willing to invest and put a lot of money. And also because at the beginning, it was just a volunteer team. I didn't want to be controlled by anyone or following a certain agenda. I was in establishment phase, so I was very careful about doing things my way and then figuring things out along the way. Afterwards, we won several prizes that gave us
prizes?
Yeah.
There was a competition somewhere else?
Yes, there was in Kuwait, and we won around the world.
And you were in the second or third seed, or what?
The first with the National Youth Project in Kuwait, we won a first prize for the first award, and for a program called Spread the Passion Ambassador. And that opened lots of doors afterwards. And we won several grants, some with the US Embassy as well. We won grants to execute certain projects. And this was kind of the beginning of getting other people involved and financing the process. As well as with the Ministry of Youth, we've had several initiatives supported. And we've been with the private sector as well, getting certain programs on the ground with them.
Okay. Hold this thought, because I have a report. It's all about professional volunteer program, and I believe that you made it up for us. Okay. Correct? Let's watch this and come back with us. still with us with Dr. Fatemah Almusawi. As we have seen that you have trained and also you're providing the city of Kuwait and the suburbs, lots of volunteer people who are passionate enough to work for the state of Kuwait because it gave us a lot of good things. It's time for us to pay her back. Now, does this organization cover only the state of Kuwait, or do you have some kind of ambition you want to go abroad?
We try to focus our volunteering efforts locally, but we did open a branch in Oman just recently, last weekend actually.
Oman?
Yeah, Oman. Like we're trying to transfer the knowledge of how we established like our journey and take that story abroad. We might have some interactions with our branches, but in general, we don't take volunteers abroad. We try to focus on charities that exist
In Kuwait.
and supplying volunteers to them.
That's it.
That's the main
But
focus.
the door is open for any suggestions, anything at all to help you.
We want to be a global organization, but
To
like
expand.
with branches rather than just taking volunteers.
But you have in your own vision that you want to expand. You're not going to be
course.
only in state of Kuwait.
Yes, we're registered in the UK as well.
Now,
so.
here comes the other question, which leads us to this question. What about the government?
Yeah.
I believe that they are tickled to death to hear you working for nothing. And I believe that they might provide you with some things, not only, probably not money, but to facilitate lots of good things.
I've been involved with lots of committees and also programs with the government, and we've provided volunteers for them as well. So we see it as our duty to be involved and encourage others to be involved. So yeah, I have connections with different ministries, and we constantly work together.
Now, you're an expert in volunteering and giving back to the state of Kuwait. What exactly we need to do, all of us need to give back. We've taken lots of things from Kuwait. Now, do you have any satisfaction from the volunteering people around you? Do you think that they need to do more and more?
I think volunteering, it makes you realize yourself.
Just like drinking cold water. It refreshes you.
It makes you realize your efforts and you feel there's purpose to your life. This is what I feel. So you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart, and lots of times those efforts are much appreciated. Like you have lots of charities that are in need of some company, some direction, some consultation, even some effort to actually execute a whole event or run a program. So when you see the success of these things and you think, okay, my effort made a difference, I think that's what gives a person meaning to life.
You are the leader of 4,000 volunteers. And this kind of a great number of people, it is hard to manage them, to be the boss, to tell them what to do. Not to mention, you're not paying them anything. They are doing it out of the goodness of their hearts.
Yeah.
How do you manage?
I don't like to think of myself as the boss.
You're not the boss.
We're
all in together. We're all in this together.
Yeah, but basically, the 4,000 is a database, so they're not constantly in the same place.
No.
And we constantly.
They're working in different fields.
And sometimes they have different commitments. We compiled this number over the past 8 years, so we've been working on this. And each time we get an event, we try to circulate the announcement. So either through WhatsApp, SMS, or sometimes even emails, we will send out calls for different opportunities. Once we fill the opportunities, then we close the registration. And for the next one, we'll start circulating again. So we try to let people choose what events they want to be involved in, as well as sometimes we run specific programs where people register for the program. So we might see them more than once. We try to kind of match them with a certain interest or develop their skills in certain areas. Like I have lots of volunteers that have acquired photography skills or videography skills or even speaking skills. I used to not speak Arabic as well, and just recently it has improved a lot. So you pick up a lot of things from volunteering.
And I thought the whole time you spoke Arabic.
No, now my Arabic is much better, but when I first came to Kuwait, I couldn't speak Arabic.
Volunteering, something has to come from the heart.
Yeah.
In order for you to be successful in this field, you have to gain their soul, their heart, and their mind. How do you do it?
I have a philosophy that I call basic steps to spread the passion. So
Basic steps. It's not baby steps.
no, basic.
There are some other things they call baby steps.
Yeah, no, it's called basic.
Basic
so it
steps.
stands for believe,
Believe,
achieve,
achieve,
share,
share.
inspire, and coach.
Coach.
Yeah, so
That's where
we
you
try-
come. You coaching them.
yeah. So like we take them through the journey, and the first thing is when we tell the story and we say our values, the ones that believe in it are gonna like go much further than others.
What about
So
the KAFO? Is the national platform that enables the research. What is this?
that's KAFO. Okay.
KAFO.
Yes, the Arabic word KAFO,
KAFO.
but it stands for Kuwait's Achievers for Future
That means
Opportunities.
keep up the good job.
Kinda,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's like we chose it to spell out the English Kuwait's Achievers for Future Opportunities. That's my morning job. It's an initiative under the Amiri Diwan. And the idea that it's a website.
So basically you work for the government
Yes, in the morning.
in the morning and during the afterday and the rest of the day you work to give back whatever they gave you in the morning. That's wonderful.
Yes, I volunteer, yes.
Do you think that you have enough time to enjoy what you had from them to give it right back?
Our slogan is make giving part of your living. So if I didn't live by that, I can't really spread it, can I?
Really?
Yeah, so basically it's my morning job, the Kafo. And it's a electronic platform to help people search, connect, and collaborate with achievers in Kuwait.
With everybody in Kuwait?
Yeah.
Such as achievers. When you say achievers, we're talking about
We're not ranking the achievers per se. So if you're looking for a specific talent or a specific qualities, then you can announce for them on the platform and request them. Someone might want to say like, okay, I want to be a consultant to a high schooler. Then his need will be a high schooler, right? But if someone else wants an engineer in a certain specific field, then they can request that. So it varies based on the person who has the opportunity to collaborate, and they have to, like they set their standards and the selection.
I think that you have some kind of magic to make people work for nothing because it is hard enough, honestly, to pay somebody to do something for you. It is very hard. For you to achieve this is a big achievement, honestly. How do you manage to do that? Not to mention because people tend to get bored. They do not do things for free all the time.
Sure.
You have to keep at it and keep
Sure.
to encourage them.
Sure.
How do you do it?
Basically, when the incentive is not money, you can go much further. When the incentive is about
Seriously.
actualizing dreams, it's about feeling your value, it's about interacting with others and feeling respected. These are all things that will keep a person going further. I agree with you in terms of the task. If it becomes routine, then people get bored. That's why we rotate between tasks. That's why sometimes I'll tell a person, okay, you're a supervisor today. Tomorrow you're going to do something else, just so they can have a variety. Once you hit like a plateau in your learning curve, then you're no longer encouraged to give or develop further. So we keep on challenging them to develop themselves further.
Final question, because I have lots of questions, but honestly, we are almost out of time. I know, obviously, everybody can tell that you're female. Do you attract more females than men?
I didn't really think about
You don't
it.
think about it?
No,
Because
like,
female tends to attract their own species.
really, like I don't know. I'm surrounded by a mix, so it depends.
It
There
doesn't
are
matter.
seasons where
You just want to get the job done. This is what it matters. It doesn't
Yes.
matter about the gender.
Yes, and I haven't had any difficulties in dealing and even leading this because of my gender. Like I don't think there has been an issue that stopped me about that.
Dr. Almussa, honestly, it is an honor to have you here in our studio. We would love to participate in your program. Just find us anything, we will do it with a heartbeat.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome. We'd like to thank Dr. Fatemah Almusawi, founder of Spread the Passion, right here in the state of Kuwait, to get back whatever you took from the state of Kuwait. Just keep it right here. We will be right back with another segment. It's going to be wonderful. Stay right here.
دقت نواقيس الخطر في كل مكان. وصلت أصداؤها إلى مسامع هذا الرجل القائد الإنسان أمير دولة الكويت. وبإيعاز منه تحركت كل المنظمات الكويتية لدفع الوباء، وكان في الصدارة فريق عطاء المرأة الكويتية الإنساني. كلفت مؤسسة اليتامى الخيرية التنموية بتنفيذ حملة الكويت ضد وباء الكوليرا وفق استراتيجية متعددة المهام والأنشطة في محاولة جادة للحد من انتشار الوباء والمساهمة في اجتثاث مسبباته. من هنا كانت البداية، لقاءات نوعية على مستوى عال من الوعي والخبرة بحجم الكارثة، تتمثل في اجتماعات مكثفة وورش عمل وحلقات نقاش متعددة. أقرت اللجان المتخصصة العمل على مسارين: مسار التوعية ومسار الاجتثاث، وبينهما الدواء. انطلقت الدورات التوعوية لأكثر الفئات تأثيرا في المجتمع وهم الخطباء، لتوعية الناس بطرق الحماية والوقاية من الوباء. وأطلقت حملات بيئية وتوعوية لرفع مستوى الوعي حول مرض الكوليرا ومسبباته. دربت فرق العمل الطوعية المشاركة في الحملة، وعقدت ورش عمل مع قادة المبادرات الميدانية، ومع كل ذلك التوعيات الميدانية لعامة الناس. أما الاجتثاث وهو الأهم فكان على مسارين: مسار ترحيل المخلفات المتراكمة منذ عامين، ومسار كلورة جميع مصادر المياه. رغم مخاطر الحرب انطلقت فرق العمل بمعية مكتب الصحة وبتنسيق مع صندوق النظافة في تنفيذ حملة نظافة هي الأولى من نوعها، شملت كل أحياء المدينة، حيث تم رفع وترحيل عشرات الأطنان يوميا من القمامة المكدسة في شوارع المدينة وفي مجاري السيول، بعد توقف أعمال النظافة بسبب الحرب والحصار منذ 3 أعوام.
اليوم نحن هنا في تعز نكافح الكوليرا بدعم الكويت. شكرا لفريق العطاء المرأة الكويتية، شكرا لمؤسسة اليتامى التي تبنت هذا العمل الكبير، شكرا لكل من يمد يد العون لتعز في ظل هذه المرحلة الصعبة.
سبق الرفع التجميع وتلاها عملية التلميع، وبينهما الرش الضبابي والرش الرذاذي القاتل للحشرات الناقلة للأوبئة بأنواعها. يعد توفير المياه ومرافق الإصحاح المأمونة أمراً حاسماً لمكافحة الكوليرا وغيرها من الأمراض المنقولة بالمياه. سارعت فرق العمل وبتنسيق مع مدير عام مكتب المياه بالمحافظة في حملة كلورة مياه الشرب ومصادره الرئيسية.
ندشن اليوم بعون الله تعالى حملة تعقيم مصادر مياه تعز وما جاورها، ما يقارب أكثر من 60 مصدر مائي يتنوع ما بين بئر سطحية وجوفية وينابيع الغيول وآبار المساجد. إن شاء الله تكون مردوده جيدة على مستوى صحة المواطن داخل مدينة تعز.
انطلقت الحملة إلى القرى والمديريات المتعددة لتعقيم شبكات تمديدات المياه بعد أن ثبت لهم تلوثها بضامات الكوليرا. الفريق يتسلق الجبال للوصول إلى كل مصدر من مصادر المياه في المدينة. هنا أحد مصادر المياه الرئيسية، وهنا صب الكلور قبل تجميع الماء وإرساله. هنا يقوم المهندس بقياس عرض البئر، وهنا قياس عمقها. يشير الجهاز إلى أن عمق البئر 120 مترا. وهنا عملية قياس منسوب المياه الجوفية، كل ذلك لتحديد الجرعة المطلوبة من الكلور بدقة. هنا يتم تعقيم شبكة تمديدات المياه. استهدفت الحملة بالتعقيم جميع مراكز تعبئة التناكر. نتيجة لنقص الأدوية الحاد في المدينة، قدم فريق عطاء المرأة الكويتية شاحنة مساعدات طبية مضادة للوباء للمستشفى الجمهوري الخاص باستقبال المصابين بالكوليرا وبعض المراكز الريفية. بعد شهرين من العمل الجاد المتواصل والمثمر، عاد للمدينة رونقها وبهاؤها، وزال عنها كابوس الوباء، وخفت الإصابات، واطمأن الناس على حياتهم بهذا العمل الإنساني النبيل.
As we promised you, the second segment, which is now, is going to be very interesting because it's all about philanthropy in the state of Kuwait. We have right here Laila Alghanim, head of board, member of Kuwaiti Women in Philanthropic Team. And also right here, Dr. Alyaa Almussa. She is ICDDR representative for the GCC area. Welcome to our program. And philanthropy is a very, very interesting subject. I'm going to start with Dr. Alyaa. Let's talk a little bit about the medical in the whole area. Why was Bangladesh chosen to be medical training station?
Bangladesh, they have a lot of cholera, and they have the biggest in the whole world hospital, which is Dhaka Hospital, to treat cholera and diarrheal diseases. So they are very expert in treating cholera. This is why we choose Bangladesh, as a ICDDR.
And cholera is Yemen is spreading so fast,
yes,
killing everybody.
Yes.
Have you contained it or not?
In Yemen?
Is it contained?
No, we still. We still. This is what we are working, and this is why we send the team to help and train other doctors.
That's why we have Mrs. Alghanim right here. She is going to tell us about the role of Kuwaiti women in philanthropy team in this journey. What exactly we're talking about?
Well, after the outbreak of cholera in Yemen, we decided to see how we can treat. We have asked Alyaa, because she's from the ICDDR, how can they help in Yemen? Alyaa did her best, and she asked them there. They said that they cannot come because the WHO said for security reasons they should not go to Yemen. But we decided then that doctors should go there and be trained for this thing. We sent about 21 doctors to Bangladesh to be trained how to treat cholera. But our biggest challenge was funding. Funding, because we had to pay for their tickets and we had to pay for their hotel and their stay there. The ICDDR were kind enough to do the training. They were in charge of all the training, but we had to do the other thing. We were lucky enough to find a sponsor, and he was prepared to pay for everything. So that was our main role with them, was to fund them, to go there, to train, to go back to Yemen.
Wonderful. So Dr. Almussa, you are in charge of training these group of people. What exactly do you do?
We did for them, they started from 5th until the 12th of October. And it was intensive training. We focus on the outbreak control, how we control the outbreak, prevention, and the surveillance methods, case management, awareness on waste, because the waste, how they manage the waste, and sanitation system. And not only that, also we train them in the hospital itself by managing how they, to see and observe how they manage the cholera and other watery diseases, and then assessment of the dehydration. They have to know how much the patient lost of liquid, because with this much of liquid, they have to give him or her the medication. And then also because cholera will accompany of severe malnutrition. So also they have to know how to treat severe malnutrition, and they how to prepare food from basic stuff. And awareness, how they raise also awareness for the society.
That's really wonderful. As a result of spreading cholera disease in Yemen, a group of 21 doctors and nurses were sent to seize medical training in one of Bangladesh's biggest hospital, Dhaka Hospital, which is affiliated to ICDDRB. Right now, we have a phone call from Dr. Fatemah Hizam, and he is advisor to Taiz Governorate, Health Office Director in Disease Surveillance and Prevention, Scientific Advisor to Stop Cancer, an NGO. Dr. Fatemah, good evening, and thank you so much for being with us.
Good evening to all of you. I am so happy to be with you on air in such wonderful program.
It's our pleasure. Dr. Fathi, what is it? What about the challenges that you are facing, and what kind of medical training in Bangladesh that you are doing, and through the courses of getting people trained and be prepared to tackle this dangerous pandemic cholera?
Yeah, sure. Our training was a great opportunity to go there with such number of participants because being there in a very expert and experienced center like ICDDRB, it has great outcome in the work and fighting cholera in Yemen. The team were so excited to be there. They learned a lot. They got new technique and skills during the course of training.
Do you think the knowledge that you have gained will be beneficial in Yemen?
I am pretty sure that it will benefit a lot because those who got this training will back with more expertise, more skills and knowledge. And they are so eager and excited to go back and to train their flow and their colleagues in their locations and their workplace. And they are so ready to do that. And I think they will make a great job.
Dr. Fathi, you are specialized in treating plague. How far are the world advanced in terms of erasing such diseases?
Yeah, WHO and the world actually who are concerned about the health of the people around the world, they have made great steps in eradication many of life-threatening diseases. And that so far reduced the burden of many of killers, specifically of children and women. However, still in some part of the countries of continents, there is still many of these plague threatening the life of people due to many reasons. Some of them are the natural disasters, man-made disasters, and many circumstances that contributing in emerging and re-emerging in such plague. We need to unify our efforts again and again to fight and to reduce such burden of the disease, specifically among children and women.
Wonderful. Dr. Fathi Hizam, thank you so much for participating in the program. Lots of luck to you about tackling and containing the whole disease. Thank you so much. Back to our distinguished guest, Mrs. Alghanim. How did the Kuwaiti Women Philanthropic Team establish? When did it start?
Our team started in 2007. We were on a tour to Yemen. It was our first time we went to Yemen. And we went to Socotra Island. It's one of the most beautiful islands, and this is United Nations Heritage Island because it has a special type of tree that has nowhere in the world, just in Socotra. After going there, we saw the poverty the people were in. They were poor in everything. There is no, electricity was not that good. Food was not available too much. Health care was very bad. Education was very bad. And usually from the month of May
2007, you said earlier.
Yeah, no, from May till October. They have big winds there every year. This is the time
that's the season for a huge wind.
For huge winds, and there is nobody comes there. No boats go. No airplanes go there.
Just like tornadoes and twisters over there.
It's less than that. Yeah, less than that. So at that time, nobody goes there, so no food goes there, everything. So they said Ramadan was going to be in August. It was in 2015. And we are scared we'll stay here without any food, without anything. So we went to Kuwait, made some donations from a lot of, by the way, Kuwaiti people are very generous. Once they know people are in need outside Kuwait or inside Kuwait, they donate immediately. So we had a big donation. We went to Dubai because from Dubai you can get the boats go straight to Socotra. We brought about maybe 50 or 60, no more, maybe about 100 tons of food stuff. And we told them to go there. Then, we went and distributed all the food there in Socotra. Then we started.
You're talking about the boats, and they are on the air right this moment here.
No, these boats were done for, you remember in 2015, there was a hurricane, big hurricane. It was Shabala. And then after it, in a week, they had Meg, Hurricane Meg. That destroyed many of the fishing boats. And Socotra, they live on fishing. Fishing is very important there. So about 90% of their boats were destroyed.
So that's their own, the only income for the whole island.
Yes. So we decided, we said, instead of every time sending them food stuff, the best thing is to do, it's like it says, teach me how to fish and don't give me a fish.
That's correct. What about the state of Kuwait and their donations to Yemen? You satisfied with that?
Look, there is two types of donations. There is the government, and I don't know. I don't know if it's sufficient or no. I don't know about that. But there is the, from the people, charity from people. Yes. I think for Yemen, it's not enough.
They need more.
They need more. Because I know we are the main, association that deals with Yemen, but there are others. There is Al-Aun al-Mubashir also, they go. Rahma they have, but Rahma is mostly with Syria. And there are others, but mainly for Yemen, they need more because Yemen, there's shortage of food, shortage of electricity, no electricity. And when you don't have electricity, what happens? The sewage system doesn't work, the hospitals don't work because, everything, even the and the ICUs and all this, they have to.
What about the children when they go to school? What kind of a transportation they use?
Look, I'll tell you, when for children going to school, we went before the war. We went to Hijja, it's north of Hudaydah, and we had to go by a four-wheel drive car. It took us 1 hour on the road and then 1 hour on the sand.
That's only going to school?
No, that's how we went there. We went there to see a school. They took us to see a school. This school, the children come 2 hours on a donkey's back.
2 hours?
2 hours coming.
So if the school starts at 7, they have to leave at 5.
5.
And they use transportation on a mule or probably a donkey.
Donkeys. They go on donkeys. No.
Mule is bigger than donkey.
Yeah, they have donkeys. They go 2 hours to school by donkey, and then they return 2 hours.
So you can see it on the air right this moment?
Yes, this one. This one I took it from the window of the classroom.
This is only to go to school?
Yeah.
Here we kill them to go to school. These people are striving to go to school on a donkey.
They spend more time going on the donkey than going to the classroom.
That's pitiful.
Because the classroom, they say 2-3 hours.
That's pitiful.
And the other time is on the donkeys.
That's pitiful. That's beautiful. Dr. Alyaa, they told me that you have achieved some kind of prizes by doing this. What is it?
You mean the humanitarian work? Last week we received the biggest prize for humanitarian aid. It's from Conrad Hilton in LA, and it's a really big pleasure to see that your work is awarded. So it's a really big thing for ICDDR to receive this award.
Yes. Yeah, she was talking about the prizes. And how many prizes that was it? 2 or 3?
No, there is many prizes.
Many prizes?
Yes, of course, but this is the last one, which is last
Jawaz.
week. Yes.
Okay, this one here on the air?
Yeah,
What is it?
This is the Hilton.
The Hilton?
Yes, Conrad
Okay.
Hilton.
And it's about?
Humanitarian
help, okay.
Prize, yes.
And the other one, this is, what is it, a certificate?
No.
What is it?
From
Another
where
prize?
From where did you get this?
What is it?
No, this is my name because I am
That's
one
your
of
name?
the yes.
That's a prize for us, isn't it, Dr. Alghanim? I like. Okay, that's wonderful. Mrs. Alghanim, your work, it's not only in Yemen, it's all over the world, even in Syria. Tell us about the Syrian help that you gave them.
We started with Syria in 2011 when the war broke in Syria. And we were a small group of women. We went to Jordan and took some aid to the refugees that were there in means of paying their bills in hospital and renting for them apartments and food aid and that type of thing. And then we became really more known in Kuwait, and people were giving us more donations. So when the people from Halab, they went to Turkey, we had to do, and that month was winter and it was snowing and they were out, there was nothing to cover their heads. So we did 2 camps, each camp with 200 tents with all the amenities for the camps. And then we did also another camp in Lebanon, in Buqa', but this was built. We did about 200 units, and it has a bedroom.
Camps, tents?
No, not tents.
Not
it was
tents.
built. Built by blocks, concrete block. It had
That's
each
in
one.
Al-Buqa',
in
Lebanon.
Al-Buqa', yeah,
Yes.
in Lebanon. It contained a bedroom, sitting room, bathroom,
That's
and
for
kitchenette.
the Syrian refugees.
For the Syrian refugees. And also we did 4 buildings in Idlib. Each building had about 8 flats for the refugees. We also helped in
Quickly,
hospitals.
because you are almost out of time, when you try to help, you deliver some kind of humanitarian aids, food, blankets, medicine, etc. You go through checkpoints, and you go through some kind of a war ongoing right now and before. How did you manage to maneuver yourself through these checkpoints?
No, for Syria, when they had the war, we did not go inside Syria.
Outside only?
We used to go to Jordan and do it from there. But for Yemen, even Yemen, before we used to go to Yemen, before the war, we used to take aid. We used to go to Sana'a, Hudaydah, Ta'az, Aden, all these areas we used to go. But then, now we cannot go there. We send the money and they buy. And it's much better. I prefer that people you don't send from here. Let them buy, let the economy flourish a bit, there. If I'm going to send everything, then
they're not going to work or
it's
do
not
anything.
going to work.
That's
yeah.
correct. That's correct. Let's go back to Dr. Alyaa. Is there a branch of the ICDDR-B in the state of Kuwait or in the region itself?
Yes, we started this year through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we will start from Kuwait to be in the other countries.
To distribute all the help they need from Kuwait.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's wonderful. I'm not done with Yemen. You said earlier that no matter what you do, it's not enough. They need more and more and more because it's a catastrophe over there.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the school, and they're using transportation donkeys to go to school and takes them 2 hours to go and 2 hours to come back. It leaves you nothing when you go to school there and to study. What exactly when you say we need more? We're not talking about only money. We need something else, effort.
I think we need money.
That's the main thing.
I think we need money because the money, how can you give them food without buying it? How can you give them clothing without buying it? How can you give them medication without buying it? You need the money. And I'll tell you something, the hardship they have in Yemen, we had about 50 men, they had splinters in their eyes. They needed operations, they could not do it in Yemen. We wanted to send them to see, just to see the hardship, how they have to go through. We wanted to send them to India for operations. India. They did not have passports. We had to do for them passports. It took us months. They did not have visas because there are no embassies there. It took us time. By the time we finished the visa and the passport, airplanes were blocked. They could not fly out of Yemen. So then we decided, we said, look, this cannot be. We decided to do in Ma'rib. It's a safe place, Ma'rib, sort of, you know. So we saw one hospital, put everything in a specialized what they need, the equipment, and we tried to bring doctors from Jordan. They came there. We did several, it was with the Istijaba. It's an association in Yemen, and they were the ones dealing there. And in these camps, many people participated. The Kuwaiti Red Crescent, they have done something. They helped, you know, in the operations. Many people who had donated, they did, you know, for them also operations. And we did for the eyes, the ones we couldn't take to India, we did them in this camp.
So we're not talking about help, any help. We're talking about money and extra, lots of good stuff.
I mean, in Yemen, it's
catastrophe.
More than catastrophe. Really more than catastrophe. They had nothing. Any life is stopped.
That's beautiful. Dr. Alyaa, what about yourself and cooperation with the ICDDRB and the government in the state of Kuwait, as well as the Red Crescent? Do you have any cooperation with them?
Not yet, but of course this is a future recent plan. We have to do a lot of bridges between the government of Kuwait, the Red Crescent, and the charity here in Kuwait. But we work a lot with the WHO. Yes.
World Health Organization.
World Health, yes, Health Organization.
We've learned something.
You learn a lot.
Dr. Alghanim, honestly, finally, your final thoughts about the whole, honestly, the humanitarian catastrophe in Syria and in Yemen. What is your vision? What is the future it's holding for us? What exactly we need to do to stop the bloodshed and to stop everything?
I am humanitarian more than political. So the political side, I do not know about it because as they say, political is dirty. They do not care about humans or anything. But about the humanitarian part, I think we should do more for it. We should help. And I thank, and in this today with you here, I'd like to thank all the people in Kuwait, really, for their great support. They really support. Although with the very difficult time now we are having with the economy, people are still donating. They're still giving us, and even people 10 dinars, you know, they come, they knock the door and they say, we have this, you know, 10 dinars. This makes me more happy than anything.
Every little thing helps.
Helps, yes. Yeah. This makes me more happy because the one who has 10 dinars, he's cutting it from his, you know, salary.
We need more. We need more, honestly.
And also, I would like to add one thing.
Ahead.
Yes, I would like to add one thing about Yemen. We have to really think hard about it because Yemen is not far away from us.
It's not.
The cholera, if we do not contain it,
it will be spreading all over the peninsula.
They cannot control it by themselves and can go, you know, it can come to us easily.
I know. That's beautiful. Laila Alghanim, head of board member of Kuwaiti Women Philanthropic Team. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much
for being with us here. Dr. Alyaa Almussa, ICDDR. What is it, ICDDR?
This is a question for next time.
No, that's for you now.
Okay. It's
International Center
Diarrheal Disease Research. B Bangladesh.
B Bangladesh, representative in JCC. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you and keep up the good work.
Pleasure.
We would love to do anything to help you, honestly.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is all the time that we have for you tonight. The program that you've been waiting all week long, To the Point. Make sure to join us once again next week at the same time at 8:15, I believe. We have a lot more to come until we see you again. Take care of yourself and each other and keep it right here on KTV2. Bye-bye.